Good morning, everyone. Kate and Fiona here from Core Confidence. Excited to be joining you today. And what we want to talk a little bit about today is this whole conversation of transitioning from, perhaps setting intentions to actually making decisions and commitments. It's one thing to start a new year or to, kind of step into a new month or a new quarter. With intentions or ideas about what we want to do, but there is something really different, Fee, around actually making a real decision, moving into action, and burning the bridge of all your other options.
Yes, yeah. I think this is really where we get to examine the integrity of those intentions, of those decisions. What am I committed to here? What am I prepared to do and to not do in order to follow through on what's important to me right now? And I think when we look at this, often confidence is a really crucial element in order to be able to uphold those decisions and those commitments. Once I know what it is I need to do in order to follow those intentions, to make them reality, I'm going to have to take some actions. And sometimes that can feel a little bit daunting, a bit difficult. And so there's a level of confidence in actually, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to be prepared to do things that feel a bit uncomfortable or a bit difficult compared to what I would normally do, because it's in service of my achieving those intentions and getting the outcomes that I'm looking for. And I think, as we look at this, we know that that side of you just talked about, that burning bridges, that being prepared to say no. I mean, I know for me personally, when I really have stepped fully into a decision, I've made a commitment, when something's come up and tested me and I have to say no, even though I might quite like to say yes, and I'd like to keep things going and I'd like all my options going, that's when I've really committed to the decision, is the point at which I go, actually, no, if I'm following through on this, if it's important enough to me, that's going to have to be on the back burner, or that's for another time, or maybe it's not at all.
Yeah, I think, this wobbliness that can come, yes, I've set a goal or intention that I'm heading in that direction. But I think, sometimes the indecision or the swinging or the procrastination, and I think the procrastination is a really good, we talk about what are the red flags. Procrastination is a really good red flag that potentially you're actually not committed and you haven't made a decision. So I think it's really useful to start to think about what are the messages or the red flags or the symbols in my world that actually are good mirrors that can tell me that and ask me to really do some good self-coaching, right? Which is, am I 100% committed to this? And I think when we have to say no, or when, we're tested, that is the ultimate, right? The ultimate is actually, am I committed? Because in order to honor my commitment, I now need to say no to something else that's important to me, and no to something that I might want to focus on. And look, we really experienced this last year in July. We got out of Sydney to Queensland for a couple of weeks just to kind of change of scenery and a bit of a break, and had this incredible new idea drop in when we were doing some work together, and both super excited and juiced around this new business that we wanted to potentially explore. And we'd done all this work to put plans in place around what the second half of the year was going to look like, and already had a very full dance card. And so I think, for us, I know there were a number of times throughout the back end of last year where we're like, really wanting to lean into something. And, we gave ourselves permission to have a little bit of a file where we could make notes, but we constantly kept ourselves in the boundaries of the commitments we'd made, the decisions we'd made around what to focus and prioritize on. Now, I think there's an important piece here as well, which is we were really clear that those decisions, those choices were appropriate, right, for that time still. And so I think we've got to be able to, there's times when we need to be able to check and see, actually, do I need to be flexible? Do I need to adapt here? Do I need to be agile? And of course, the clearer you are about what your goals are and why they're important for you in terms of focusing on and how that gets you to, sort of more broader purpose pieces, the easier it is to be able to make those decisions.
Yeah, I think, we come back all the time to this confidence piece. the clearer I am, that it takes confidence to get clear. So when I get clear, I can get committed to something. When I'm committed, I can be confident this is the right piece for me now. Yes, of course, I'm always going to have to be discerning about what's in my world. But the confidence to say no, the confidence to stick with something, the confidence to say, actually, this is my priority now, and I'm fully in this and I want to make the most of it. I actually want to give this a really red hot go, rather than just the kind of, oh, yes, no, yes, no. And then, we can always get to choose again. You and I, we often say this, that it's not as though you have to say no forever and ever and ever. But the no in the moment, and the no that preserves the integrity of this is the path I'm down, this is my commitment. I certainly found for me, the working we've done in confidence has made that so much easier for me. Someone who's in the past has loved to keep all my options open. This piece about really actually just having the confidence to go, yep, no, that's not appropriate and useful and helpful right now. This is where the direction is, and I'm so committed to that I can have the confidence that saying no now is not going to in any way diminish or minimize my enjoyment and my satisfaction, because I know that it's in service of something that's more important at the moment.
Yeah. And so I think the challenge to everyone is to think about, what are the decisions or commitments you're making in 2021, often driven off the back of, what is it you want to be different in 2021, to think about, what actions do we take? We know that when we're taking actions, we're moving forward, we're making progress. And all of those are really good signs of a really authentic commitment. And of course, this other piece around what is it you need to say no to? What is the backup plan? What are the options that maybe just deep down is kind of sitting there as a maybe? And what is it you need to do to really burn the bridge, to put those options off the table? Again, it's just for not now, right? It's not no forever, it's just for not now. And how do you really send a message, right, to the world, to your network, to those that matter in your world, that this is what I'm focused on. This is my priority for 2021.
Yeah, I love this piece about really being prepared to stand in your power and own what's important to you, to share that with, the right stakeholders. It doesn't have to be everyone in your world, but what are the 3 or 4 key people that if they were with you and they knew that this is, what your priority is, they'd help you be accountable and they'd support you in your no's as they come up, and also support you in your action steps. That's integral as well. We need to know where we can actually take those steps so that we're actually feeling as though we're in the flow of the new intention, of the new decision we've made.
Yeah, accountability is key to being leveraged when it comes to achieving your goals and priorities in 2021. So thanks for tuning in to this week's Facebook Live. If you've got questions or comments, please put them in the chat feed below. We'd love to engage in conversation with you. And of course, if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with Core Confidence, please visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au. Take care, guys, and have an awesome week.